Hey there, so I figured I would give you my health update today because there's some weird stuff going on and I'm kind of concerned and I kind of wanted to get it off my chest and, well, you know, YouTube is the only place I can really talk it through without having people in my immediate circle freak out or think I'm freaking out unnecessarily. So that's cool, let's begin. So I get migraines, and this is a thing that has happened for a while. I say a while, like 6 months, but it has become more frequent in the new year. And so most people who get migraines get them more frequently than I do, but most people who have migraines don't have migraines that last as long as I do. Most migraines last like a couple of hours, and sometimes you'll get a bunch in a row, but individual migraines only last a couple of hours. Mine lasts a day or two, and by a day or two I mean like up to 48 hours, not just like, you know, a while. Like, these are serious headaches. Anyway, so this has prompted my doctor to be concerned. And she was like, maybe you should get this looked at. And my mom was like, maybe. In addition, when I first got my glasses, before they sort of like got bent to fit my face the way glasses do, and I was sitting on my nose, my mom noticed they were crooked, and she's like, huh, that's weird. I'm like, why are they crooked? And she's like, your nose is crooked. And I'm like, okay. Why are you concerned? Because she was clearly concerned. And my mom is a doctor, for those of you who don't know. She specializes, or she was like, well, she's retired now. She might go back to work soon, who knows. But she was a neurological researcher? There's no fancier term I know of, but that's what she did. She did brain research. And she specifically worked with, like, ALS and MS, I think. Whatever. Anyway, she knows enough to be concerned about stuff like this. And I'm like, okay, why does this concern you? And she's like, usually noses aren't crooked unless you've broken them. Now, I have never broken my nose, so I'm like, okay, this is weird. And I'm like, why? Why are you concerned? And she's like, you're gonna have a pituitary tumor. I'm like, what? You're gonna have a pituitary tumor. What? Turns out, she's saying you could have a pituitary tumor. For those of you who don't know, the pituitary is a gland in your brain, and it frequently, like, pushes on optical and nasal stuff. And so, like, if anything was growing to make it look weird, it would be that. Like, you can see it now. It's not really that noticeable, but it's like a nose, and so small things are big, because the center is here, and the center should be here. If you look at, like, my face. Which, like I said, it's not a lot of space, but we're talking about a very small area. So I'm freaking out, because, like, you know, pituitary tumor, this is a brain tumor, 80% of brain tumors are cancer, but apparently it's very, very rare that a pituitary tumor is cancerous. It's also very unlikely that I have a pituitary tumor, apparently. Whatever. Between the migraine ordeal and the nose ordeal, people are freaking out a little bit. So yesterday I woke up with a migraine, and it was pretty bad. It was like a 6 on the pain scale. So I took some Excedrin, and it went away a little bit. It was down to like a 5.5, and then it was between like a 5.5 and a 7 all day. And I'm sitting in my last class. It's like 2:30, and it's at a 6. But then it takes 30 seconds for my migraine pain to like travel throughout my entire body, and soon everything is at a 6 on the pain scale. And it is ridiculous because I have had pain more intense, but I have never had more pain at once. So it was very terrifying. I like couldn't walk down the stairs, whatever. I had a miserable ride home, except we didn't go home. We went to the dentist, and I was like almost crying from pain because this was like ridiculous sensory overload, and I almost was falling asleep because pain is exhausting, and I was exhausted anyway. When we finally get home, I crawl up the stairs because I can't really walk. I can't carry my backpack. My dad has to. I go to bed. And there's no comfortable position. I can't sleep. I watch the Iowa caucus results come in. I finally get to bed around like 3. Just because I passed out from exhaustion, not because anything was eased. Woke up this morning and my mom had probably assumed I would sleep off the pain. I didn't. She and I were not communicating clearly. I ended up taking some Tylenol. It's been about a 7 all day. All day my entire body has been at a 7 on the pain scale. And I've never had anything like this before. In addition, like, this is not something I have pain all over my head, all through my brain. And I'm particularly concerned about the pain at the back of my head because, I didn't tell anybody this, but there's like a Chiari, I think that's how you spell it, malformation, and, that sounds terrifying and very likely to be something I have. But whatever. So, apparently, my mom called my doctor and she scheduled an emergency CT scan that I just had, which was not as noisy as an MRI, and not as long, and no contrast and whatever, but a far worse experience just because my head was already hurting so bad that the noise was not good, and we waited forever, and there's no good position, and I was like almost crying in the waiting room, and everybody was looking at me. And they ask you like 27 times, are you pregnant? And I'm like, yo, if I was getting any dick, I'd let you know. When would I have the time? When would I have the time? But yeah, and apparently I have an MRI on Friday at 8:30, right in the middle of my 2-hour Bones time. Bones, the TV show, not like something to do with my bones. But, I'm just really scared, I guess. And I don't even know if I have a reason to be or not, but, that's what's up with my health. I'm trying to think bigger picture than just now. I don't know. This could be an EDS flare-up, which would not bode well because then that would mean I'd be susceptible to this sort of thing. I've been more congested recently than usual. I've been choking a bit more frequently than usual, which is another Chiari malformation indicator. I've just been really struggling a lot. And I just farted. Not gonna refilm it just because I farted. So that's what's up. I should have probably waited till Friday or till after we found out to do this, but I figure this is a big enough thing that I get to make multiple videos about my health this month. Happy birth month! You're gonna find out if you're gonna die of brain cancer or not. Probably not. Was this video informative? Yeah, now you know all about my shit. Leave a like. Was it inflammatory? Not as inflammatory as white bread because of how much processed gluten it has. Leave a comment. Was it intriguing? I don't know why it would be, but maybe it is. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit me up on Twitter or Tumblr using the hashtag AskAzaria, or the links in the description, or like the DM system, whatever. Contact me in some way to be featured in our next Just Asking Monday. I hope you have a great day, and I'm gonna go take a bath, maybe with some Epsom salts, and cry over life. Bye. Let's try that again. My finger was not on the mouse button. Yeah, you guys didn't know I'm filming with a webcam this whole time. Bye.